What's happening, friends? Appreciate you listening. Call us if you'd like. 877-77-BOBBY.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
I did think this was really cool. The next Apple iPhone and watch could have a feature that detects a car accident and dials 911 automatically.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you may go, well, how would it know you wrecked something? But the crash detection feature would be using what they call an accelerometer chip, which would see any changes or sharp increases or decreases in gravity or force of impact.
Wow.
So imagine you're going 45 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden you aren't. They're like, well, that's not right. The only thing is, you have to push it and go, okay, I'm about to get on a roller coaster, buddy.
That's true.
Don't freak out.
I'm about to get on that Texas Giant, so if you could just hold off. But that's awesome, huh?
Yeah, no, that's amazing because I think for some people too, like if they're in an accident, their phone goes flying wherever, and maybe they're able to call 911, but they can't find their phone.
And if you're texting and driving, this is what happens sometimes. You know how they know you're texting and driving? Because that phone ends up in the floorboard where your feet are, where the gas pedal and the brake are.
Right.
When I drive, I will look at my phone if I'm in a red light. I'll admit it. I shouldn't. I will admit it. And I get beeped at occasionally. Not a big phone looker while I'm moving. I've really tried to eliminate that from my life. I leave it in my passenger seat. So if I do get into a wreck, even if it's sitting in my lap, I don't want someone to think I was on my phone. I sit in the passenger seat. That way when I'm in a red light, I got it real quick. And I'm not saying that's the best or even the legal thing to do, but if we only looked at our phones while we were stopped, I feel like the world will be a better and safer place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What stinks is when there's a lane next to you in the left that's a turning lane, and you're setting at a red light, and that turning lane starts to go, and you think that, I'm like,
You see it
Yeah,
from your
you're-
peripheral.
oh, yeah,
real.
yeah, and you start to go. I've almost hit a couple cars in the butt doing that. So that's story number one. Story number two. Couples who meet online are 6 times more likely to divorce within 3 years.
Why?
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you asked. First, who's met online here? Mike D, Raymundo.
I mean, Tinder?
Yeah, that's
Online.
That's online.
That's online, dude.
How is that not online?
Okay, so be
You gotta be
clear
in
for
a Game
him.
of Thrones chat room or
Well,
what? What do
also,
you-
my
Online or an
boy-
app?
My boy tendered with my current wife, and then I met her just as an acquaintance. I just met her through him.
Is that
Okay.
secondhand smoke though?
Yes,
Yes,
that's secondhand
yes.
online
Still
Yeah,
smoking.
dating.
yeah, that's secondhand smoke. You're still around it. So a new report finds there's a better chance of online couples divorcing than those who met partners in traditional ways, like going through family and friends. Couples who meet online are actually 6 times more likely to get a divorce within 3 years of marriage, while 12% of those who met online divorced before their 3rd anniversary. That was only true for 2% of those who met through traditional means. Don't know why.
I would assume it's because you're meeting someone online. You kind of have this presence about yourself that you've curated.
I do that with even in person.
Oh, but if you're introduced to family and friends, then they're kind of like, okay, yeah, this is kind of what you can expect from this
Maybe they've
person.
had a pre-foundation
Yes,
because they have other people that can.
Oh, yeah.
vouch
That
for the
makes sense.
fact if the curation is correct.
Yeah, that's a pretty good theory. I like that. I met Caitlin through a friend, which
Yeah.
is weird these days because a lot of people, because of too much work, because of proximity, aren't meeting folks. So I do feel like I was lucky in the traditional sense of I had a friend that said I have a friend, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
And the marriage might have a bigger support group through all the friends that will help that
Oh.
relationship
Well,
get together.
I would just argue the people on the internet are real nice, and you can just go to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
An update from a story we talked about a couple days ago where the dude punched the flight attendant. Now, there are so many of these you may not remember.
It's true.
But let me just give you a little here. Alleged flight attendant attacker says he punched her in self-defense. The 20-year-old from Irvine, California, facing federal charges after attacking an American Airlines flight attendant is claiming self-defense. Brian Sue has been charged with interference with a flight crew, as well as assault. He was on board a flight from New York City to Orange County last week. Officials with a flight attendants union said the passenger got out of a seat, punched her in the face twice because she had accidentally bumped into him.
Okay. That's not self-defense.
Now, he also says he recently had brain surgery and explains that it was he who bumped into the attendant who became aggressive. He says she charged him, not the other way around. I'm just
Okay.
going to go with my baseline is I fly a lot. A lot. More than 95% of Americans probably, because this job demands I go to different places. I've never seen a rabid flight attendant. Or never.
Right.
In all the history of my flight, I'd never.
And I mean, to be able to charge someone on an airplane, you'd have to have a running start from like way back in the front or the back or the middle. Like, how can the aisle is so tiny. How do you charge someone?
And on top of that, the fact that he's using that he had a condition
Oh, yeah.
in his argument, and not that he didn't, and that condition doesn't warrant, hey, let's evaluate what he's going through. But he goes, well, I had brain surgery and I was attacked. It's like they don't really relate. One's just for sympathy and the other one. We can't be hitting our flight attendants.
No, team flight attendant over here.
I never thought it would be something I needed to say out loud. Where, guys, justice for flight attendants. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see where like Peloton is partnering with Delta or something to like on the screens on the back of a Delta flight, they're going to be leading people through like meditation and other calming, like breathing exercises. And I thought, oh my goodness, that's almost genius. Like they're trying to come up with a way to keep people more mentally healthy on a flight.
I won't watch that.
Well,
I'll think it's some of those ads that show at the beginning. I'm out.
it might become mandatory.
Okay, finally, Dancing with the Stars recap. I'll give you 5 seconds to turn us down for 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spoiler alert. Last night was Queen Night on Dancing with the Stars. Our guy Jimmy Allen made it through again.
Yeah.
With a really high score. I was watching him dance, and I was like, oh, man, he's next level. He's starting to get next level good.
Oh, good.
That's great.
He's just got to win that fan vote. You got to be great at one of them and good at another. For me, it was the opposite. What I was really great at was rallying our team, our troops, like being there. I wouldn't say I was good at dancing. But
You were
I was
good enough.
Yes.
Yes.
He's getting so good at dancing that all he's got to do is find that connection with the audience.
Come on.
That really, and he could actually win this thing. I'm starting to feel that a little bit. And The Miz and Whitney Carson were sent home.
Oh, wow. The Miz went home?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, I thought he was good.
We will now stop talking about Dancing with the Stars. Thank you.
And they're back.
And we're back with things you care about. All right, that's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
2 things. Call us if you'd like. 877-77-BOBBY. Questions or comments. We would love them. We have a whole bunch of phone lines and a phone screener, Abby, who is sitting there waiting for you. 877-77-BOBBY. I'm going to play a new song that just I like. I heard it, was like, I got to play this for our listeners. I think this artist is so good. Her name is Tiara. This is a song you probably haven't heard before. It's called Gentleman. New music from an artist that she's been on this show. I'm just blown away as far as new artists go. I'm not moved by much because it's all the same these days, it feels like. Love Tiara. I love this song called Gentleman. And I'm going to play it for you right now on the Bobby Bones Show. New artist Tierra there called Gentleman. I got a couple things. We didn't get into all of our Halloween stories yesterday, so we're going to do one segment coming up where Lunchbox goes trick-or-treating as an adult. Amy reviews a scary movie that she watched with her daughter. And Eddie's kid got slapped while trick-or-treating by another adult.
Oh my gosh.
True story.
So all that will be encapsulated into one segment coming up. And then, Amy, there was an assistant coach at Texas on the football team who they had a monkey, and the monkey apparently attacked a kid while trick-or-treating.
Oh my god.
Did you see this?
No.
A monkey, a pet monkey. I'll give you the story in a second. The emotional support monkey. I need to get one of those. That's what he had.
Oh, that's legit.
That's amazing.
And have you heard the story?
No.
Except for you need one that doesn't attack.
Well, it's a
I
monkey.
would think most of them wouldn't, but
It's a
I'll
monkey.
give you the story, and sometimes the monkeys go monkey.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll give you the story coming up in a minute. I was reading it last night as it was breaking, and then I'm going to make sure I'm all caught up, and then we'll talk about the monkey that attacked on Halloween too.
Okay.
Okay, all that coming up. Let me grab a couple calls here because I said I would take them. Janet in Maryland is on the phone. Janet, thank you for calling the show. What's going on with you?
Studio.
Morning. Sorry, we got a little tangled up here. Say that again.
Yeah. Good morning, studio.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the airplane, the guy that got angry in the airplane. I was in a situation one time before, and it's not always the passenger. It's sometimes it is the stewardess. Now, I hadn't slept in a couple days. I was flying back from Texas to Maryland, and I stretched my foot out. I was in the first row behind first class. So I stretched my leg out because my leg was hurting because I was a little bit taller, and my foot was in first class, and the stewardess kept kicking my foot. And then she would open the curtain and slap me with the curtain. And there was a preacher next to me, and he says, "Oh my gosh, she kicked you again!" And it's just the same time she's slapping me with the curtain. So I stood up and got in her face and went crazy on her because, you know, if she wanted my foot out of first class, she should have just said so instead of kept kicking me.
Oh, wow.
I co-sign.
Yeah.
Hey, you got me there. I didn't see that one. The difference in that news story was there were people that saw it and had their iPhones out. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, that stinks. Hey, listen, all flight attendants aren't great flight attendants. I've had a couple get sassy with me.
Yeah.
But you know what I didn't do? I didn't attack them because up in that air, that's a federal crime.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I'll just take my lumps and get my foot out the aisle. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, that stinks. I'm sorry that happened, Janet, and I'm glad you had a preacher there beside you to calm you down.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, she kicked you again. Oh my gosh! And that's the first thing. The second thing, real quick, is y'all talk about movies all the time. There's a movie that you guys need to watch, and it's called Julie and the Phantoms. I've watched it 7 times now.
Is it
it's
like
on Netflix?
Josie and the Pussycats? Because that one I liked.
No, I haven't, but I saw Julie and the Phantoms. It is the greatest ever.
Okay, let me
Best movie.
Let me Google Julie and the Phantoms. It is a Rotten Tomatoes of 93%.
Wow.
We may have a great recommendation here from Janet. And it is at 85% on, or 8.5 on IMDb. It is about a teenager, Julie, finds her passion for music and life while helping the Phantoms, a trio of ghostly guys, become the band. This is like Josie and the Pussycats, except they're dead. This is like Josie and the Pussycats.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, thank you for that recommendation. We may check that out, Janet.
Okay. All right. Thank you for talking to me.
Are you kidding me? Thank you for calling us. You're awesome.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
bye.
Bye-bye. You want to do the monkey story first?
Yes, I've been waiting.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, last night I see the story about a Texas football coach's wife. He's an assistant coach who has a monkey, and the monkey bit somebody during Halloween. And that's pretty much all that was coming out. And I thought to myself, make a note, need to read more about this tomorrow. Love monkeys, love football, like Halloween.
Yeah.
Like it's all the ingredients of like a good story. So what happened was, according to a next door screenshot, and I guess next door is
It's a neighborhood
one
app
of these pages where
or
you can talk to
page.
people in the neighborhood.
Mhm, yeah.
The story is Danielle Banks, the wife of the University of Texas tight ends coach and special teams coordinator Jeff Banks. They had a Halloween party in a haunted house. Mike, I need you to correct me if I'm wrong because I had you double checking me. And someone got into the haunted house, and the monkey wasn't supposed to be in the haunted house, and the monkey bit the person.
Uh-oh.
Now, I'm seeing a couple different stories online. This is the wife, I believe. I had a haunted house on one side, and one side gated off. She's typoing in this, so pardon me there. He had no permission to go past the gate. I had no idea he went into my backyard. Neither did I know anything about the bite until a doctor in the neighborhood told me that he had to treat a small bite. No parent have contacted me about it. Then someone wrote, is the monkey vaccinated? And then she wrote, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't write that.
Oh, boy.
She wrote
Wait, I don't get the joke.
nothing.
Okay.
Then she wrote, yes, she had all of her shots, and she's an emotional support animal who was not to be touched. She speaks by command of high five. No one is allowed to touch her unless I say so myself. Tom Campbell reports, I'm hearing a report from a credible source that Texas Longhorn special teams coach Jeff Banks' monkey allegedly attacked and seriously hurt a young trick-or-treater last night on Halloween. The monkey's jaws apparently had to be pried off the small child.
Whoa, this is very different.
Danielle Banks writes, "Hey neighbors, this is 2 days prior. I have built a small haunted house maze at my house. I'm welcoming all kids Sunday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. Adults are welcome to come tonight as there is a party. Swing by." So, the allegations do suggest that the Banks' monkey injured a trick-or-treater. She was quick to dispel rumors of an aggressive attack. She did acknowledge an incident involving a child and the family pet. By the way, I looked at the picture. It's so cute.
The monkey.
Yeah, the monkey's so cute.
Is it like the Friends kind of
like
monkey?
a little monkey,
Or
yeah.
a bigger monkey?
It's not
a gorilla.
It's not a silverback.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a cute little monkey.
But like
She claimed in now deleted videos posted that the family's monkey was caged in a gated area behind the home no one was allowed to access. Quote, "I don't even play when it comes to my animals." And they say, why did Danielle delete her Twitter account? As the original tweet about the alleged attack went viral, she defended her family on Twitter. We don't know the reason. Well,
okay.
that's a lot.
So the monkey was in a cage when it bit?
What I can tell from this is we don't quite know. Here's what I will say. The monkey's cute. It's awesome. Makes me want a monkey. If someone went into an area they shouldn't have been or weren't allowed to be, it's kind of like everybody's fighting for themselves. I mean, if I go into somebody's house and they're like, "Hey, don't go into that room. There's our pit bulls in there."
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't happen in the haunted house. It happened in the house?
I'm going to be honest. The only thing I know is a monkey bit a kid.
Okay.
Because we got two different sides of stories coming out here. If that monkey was living his monkey life in a monkey home, in a monkey place where a human shouldn't go, I'm team monkey.
Right.
If the monkey somehow got out and bit a kid, I'm not team monkey.
Your team
Yeah,
kid.
I mean, it's unfortunate,
yeah.
but okay. And then, did it bite the kid and then
that-
a doctor had to treat a small bite, or did someone have to pry the jaws of the monkey off
There's
the
a
kid?
lot of that.
I
don't
believe
know.
both, according to the story. They had to pry the jaws of the monkey off, and the doctor had to treat the bite.
Okay.
Just a wild, I was so interested in the story that I woke up this morning and checked back.
You know, my uncle had a monkey, bit my mom in the ankle.
My great aunt had a monkey, and that
What?
dang thing threw poop everywhere it went.
How do y'all have all these monkeys?
I don't
in
have
your
any.
life?
I was young.
Yeah. And my uncle was in some bad stuff. It was like a bad trade.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know how my Aunt Alvy got this monkey. I just remember going over there and it would throw its poop at people, and only met it twice. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if they sent it to the farm.
Well, I heard that our monkey went back to the zoo.
Oh, that it didn't. It probably.
They
died.
both got sent to the same farm. I'm sorry
But
to
did
say.
it wear
Yeah.
like a diaper?
Nah.
It just.
It pooped in its hand and threw it out the cage. I think it was getting old by the time I was around. Because Aunt Alvy was a really old aunt. She was my great aunt, actually. Yes.
Wow.
So it wasn't just an aunt. It was a great aunt. And that monkey would just chunk it across the room, man.
Oh, man.
Well, I hope this monkey case gets settled, solved. I hope the monkey was just being a monkey and someone accidentally stumbled in. That's my hope.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
kid's all right, right?
Yeah. My hope is that everybody goes, well, this was an accident by all. Let's just move on.
There we go.
But
And I mean, is it if there's really I guess any type of animal can be an emotional support animal, miniature horses, pigs, donkeys, whatever. But
what if though you're going through this haunted house and the monkey was accidentally in there and you see the monkey crawling, you're
Yeah.
like, this is some real deal. They're like, I gotta tell all my friends, and then it attacks you.
Yeah.
You're still probably, 3 seconds into the attack, like, this is so real.
yeah,
And,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Interesting. Let's move on. One other Halloween story about trick-or-treating is Lunchbox went and trick-or-treated by himself as an adult. And you dressed up as someone I'm not familiar with, Romeo from PJ Masks.
Yeah, it's a cartoon that my kids love, and they were all the characters from that. And then my son told me I was going to be Romeo, so that's what it kind of looks like. A mad scientist, really, is what it looks like.
So here are clips of people reacting to a 40-year-old man trick-or-treating as a mad scientist.
Yeah, and most of these people, there was no knocking on doors. Everybody was just sitting out in their yards this year, so there's no knocking on doors. Just walk up, and people are out there with candy.
Here you go, clip one.
Trick or treat. Happy Halloween. 10 each. 1, 2.
Based on size, yes.
Yeah, based on size, right? 3. I mean, these little kids don't need this crap. I need it. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. 8, 9, and 10. 11.
All right.
That's it? One more? No. 12. 12. Oh, man. Man. They only give out 11 pieces each. Don't get greedy.
Talking to other people.
Yeah, as they're walking up.
I'm surprised you don't get punched. People are in such a mood to fight.
Oh, that guy came up and put his hands like pushed me away. Like no more.
Oh, wow.
This bit gets more dangerous every year.
Yeah.
Somewhat because he's getting older.
Yes.
Too. Here is a second clip.
Trick or treat.
What's up?
What's up? I need at least 2 handfuls of Halloween last year. Okay, dog ring. Hey, easy. Hey, they give out Jolly Ranchers kind of weak. Go to the next house. Go to the next house.
God, he's a
What did she call you?
Something you can't say on the radio.
Oh my gosh. Even the dog, she was like,
The dog hated you,
dog
too.
is like,
The dog did not like
attack
me.
this old man.
And then finally, LB gives a Google review after you get the candy.
After I get the candy.
Okay, here you go.
Trick or treat. Happy Halloween. Oh, yeah. You guys got good Halloween decorations. I got to say, I'm impressed. But next year, we got to carve the pumpkins. It's more fun when I see carvings in the pumpkins.
Gotcha.
It makes my Halloween a little bit better.
Gotcha.
But
We'll work on that.
all right, thank you. Just room for improvement. But good job. That's my Google review.
Who needs somebody coming to my house when I'm giving him something, critiquing my house?
They think he's special, huh?
I just
don't
think that
know.
eventually he's going to get beat up. It's almost time to retire this bit.
Especially because people these days seem to be fighting a lot more. Everyone's all,
Everybody's on
ever
edge.
since 2020, people
Everybody's
freak
on
out.
edge. Nice job, Lunchbox.
Thank you.
Why don't we come back? I still want to get to the story of Eddie's kids who got slapped while they were trick-or-treating.
Just one of them.
What one?
Just one kid.
By somebody you didn't know?
Yes.
An adult?
An adult stranger.
Was it Lunchbox?
Maybe.
Was he dressed as a mad scientist?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that story and we'll grab some calls next. We're talking about a story in the last segment. University of Texas assistant coach we can't decide if it's a girlfriend or a wife, and they had a monkey, and somehow the monkey bit a kid during Halloween. We just kind of talked through it. And then Lunchbox goes, you know she used to be a stripper and it was her stripper monkey?
How did he know that?
I started reading stories. I started Googling all about the story, and they have links to pictures. She was on Jerry Springer, and there's the monkey on the pole.
Wow.
And she has an Instagram account for the monkey holding stacks of cash.
So wait, it's an emotional support monkey or a prop? Like for your show?
Could it be both?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. It's like back in action, helped Mama at Pole Assassin win the prize of $10K on the stage.
So this assistant coach is married or dating someone that used to be a stripper that
Allegedly.
had a monkey.
Yeah, that had a monkey.
Well, his whole life just got dumped out.
And her Twitter name was Pole Assassin, and that is now down, no longer active. But that's everything tagged in these is Pole Assassin, Pole Assassin.
I have no words.
And there's
right
pictures
now.
of the monkey.
And the monkey's giving her a high five on the pole. I'm looking at pictures here.
Oh yeah, well that's how he responds. High fives, she said.
That's exactly what she said.
I wonder if the University of Texas is looking for a new situation there. The
suck,
monkey
'cause,
has
like-
entered the transfer portal.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is hilarious.
Is he a good coach?
He's
I
a
don't know.
tight end special teams coach, so they don't really get a lot of notoriety, so I have no idea.
Oh well, they're in the news now.
Oh, they're in the news now
He's
big
the most-
time. He's the most famous coach of the day.
Oh,
Wow, this is interesting.
That's wild. Do they have a pet? I'm still just in love with the pet monkey.
Yeah.
I bet the monkey would get on the pole.
The monkey's
yes,
on the pole.
on the
pictures I'm
pole, high
seeing.
fiving, Amy.
How do you even get a monkey to go to begin
Look,
with?
Amy, look.
Oh my gosh.
So there's that. We
Okay.
can move from that. Just wanted to hit you with the update.
Monkey_Gia on Instagram if you want to see the monkey.
Wow.
Eddie, one of your sons was trick-or-treating.
Yeah, the 2-year-old.
And what happened?
Well, you got to understand, so last year we took him, but he was little. He could barely walk or whatever. This year he was Spider-Man. He would walk up to houses, and a lot of the houses had bowls in the front, with just a sign that said take one, or the owners of the house just sitting right in front of the table. So the 2-year-old walks up the table. He sees the bowl of candy and puts his hand in there and grabs a handful. And the guy goes, just one. He doesn't know what that means. So he still grabs the
He
handful.
doesn't know what just one means?
No, he just sees candy. He grabs all of it. So the guy that's sitting at the table slaps my son's hand, and the candy falls out, and he says, I said take one. And my kid looks at me like, okay, what just happened? And then he goes, and then the dad looks at me and says, this kid's going to be a thief when he grows up. I'm like, what is happening right now?
What did you do?
Nothing. I just said, it's okay. We don't need candy from here. Let's go. Let's just keep walking.
Probably the most mature thing you could have done. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have
I was shocked.
acted different. I don't know. That's wild that someone would hit your kid on the hand about some candy.
I agree. And it wasn't like he was the only one that slapped my kid or whatever, but every other house that we went to was so hardcore about only one. Just
Well, it
take
sounds
one.
like, but y'all were trick or treating in an area where there was like tons and tons of kids.
I
so-
get it, but if you don't want people reaching in the buckets, you hand them one at a time.
Great point.
That's
hey,
what I
Scuba
was thinking.
Steve, you seem like a fighter.
Yeah.
If someone had slapped your kid's hand, what would happen?
I guess it depends on the scenario and how, hurt my child was. But I always look at if I were to hit them back, then my child's without dad. So I think the best thing to do is just kind of like reprimand them verbally and then walk away. The old me would have kicked his ass.
There are two theories. There's it takes a village.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he's telling my son he shouldn't do this by slapping his hand. I don't like the hand slapping. But that's
Yeah.
one theory
Right.
someone could say is like, I would have slapped his hand, so it takes a village, so a neighbor did that. Not the way I would have preferred. Or it's like, don't touch my freaking kid.
Exactly.
Like, hand him a piece of candy
Yeah,
if you
he's
don't want him
2.
grabbing all
Yeah.
the candy. You know what I think I probably would have done? Hit the bucket up in the air. and
Yeah,
like,
flip the table.
yes.
because I think that I was just trying to think what would I do just instinctually because I wouldn't have fought him either. I'm a wuss. Like when you think of the biggest wusses of all time, I'm up there at the top.
Sure.
So you slap the bucket and run?
I don't even run
Oh, but I would. But listen,
because I'm a
this-
wuss who, if I have to, I'm pretty strong and athletic, and I can take care of myself.
Okay, but I.
Hey,
would
I'm
be-
trained. I have a set of skills.
Yeah. Take him.
I would be nervous that clearly this person in this home that was slapped the kid. That's just not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be scared if you flip the bucket that he would come and like pounce on you.
And I welcome it.
Oh, okay.
really?
Because then it's like him
I call
fighting
Scuba
you.
Steve.
Okay.
I call him my reinforcements. Scuba, were you a fighter back in the day?
I think I was when I was heated and angered, yeah. Especially if you violated someone that I cared about, friends or family, then I would go the extra mile to shut you down.
You ever punch somebody in the face?
Yes, yeah. And I've been punched in the face too, yeah.
What? I was gonna say which is worse. I can answer that question, but which hurts for longer, the hand when you really connect, or your face when you get connected?
I think the face hurts pretty bad, yeah. I mean, the hand you kind of get over it because the adrenaline's pumping, you don't really feel it, but the face, especially the nose, my nose is broken from being hit.
What did you do to get hit?
It was just like a stupid fight.
Yeah.
Like nothing that
Was it didn't involve a monkey and a stripper?
I wish it did. Then I have a great story, but it was just something stupid.
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough situation, Eddie. I think you did the right thing.
I mean, you say like what you would do. It's just weird when it happens. You're like, I don't know what to do except get out of here.
To be fair, there's fight, flight, and freeze. And anytime we've ever seen Eddie in a situation where he has to depend, he always
I
freezes.
freeze.
Yeah, he freezes.
He's the one I don't. And he's like, I've been trained. I get the defibrillator out and save some lives.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe. I think he knows how to do it, but
Yeah, I got the knowledge. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I think you're Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope if it's a real bad situation, I go for it. But in like a minor one where my kid gets slapped, I did nothing but leave.
I will say, as easy it is to pounce on you right now, be like, come on, man, be a man. I think you did the right thing.
Thank you.
By just going, we're going to go somewhere else and get candy.
Yeah, I'd rather just not get in trouble and then tell a story on the radio the next day.
That guy, complete douchebag, though.
Totally.
I know.
Don't do that.
Does he have
But
a
do you remember
wife?
his house? Go egg it now.
I
Now
do,
that it's
I
over.
do remember the house.
Exactly.
I don't hate it.
Egg it.
I'm just saying.
I would go do
I
something.
don't hate it.
All right, I'll tell you where it is, Lunchbox.
Amy, for you guys on Halloween night, you were going to watch Us, you and your daughter.
Yes.
And you had asked us if
Us was for kids.
and we said we thought it was fine-ish for kids, especially your daughter who's mature for 14.
Right. And her favorite genre is horror films. And I don't know why, but it is. So we've had to lean in and let her watch things that normally we would not let our son watch at all whatsoever. So he was not a part of this. And I have to say, I was pretty grossed out and scared myself. There were times where I was grabbing her arm and she would look at me and she'd be like, Mom, don't you know that this is all fake? Like her brain is able to really tell her nothing about this is real and it's fake. So she just enjoys the way that it is.
But was it okay to watch? I mean, I think that's the question. More than the review, did you feel like it was okay for a 14-year-old to watch Us?
Her.
Yes.
I don't know. For some 14-year-olds, it's totally not. Like, I was like, what? But I went to a parental censor website, Common Sense for Parents or whatever, and most parents on there that reviewed it said they give it 14 and up. And I give it 2.5 doppelgangers out of 5, and my daughter probably gives it 5 out of 5.
I got to tell you, I give it 3.5.
Yeah.
3.5 to 4. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. That's a Jordan Peele movie, right? He also had one.
Get
Get Out.
Oh, that was
So good.
crazy.
Mind
So
blown.
good.
Mind
Yes.
blown on Get Out. Because Us was like, not the sequel, but a similar vibe from a guy as we only knew to do comedy.
Yeah.
That Get Out, I don't even like horror movies, and I'm sitting here talking about 2 of them. That Get Out was awesome.
Yeah,
So
it's
can
really
she
good.
watch Get Out? You think?
Ooh.
I don't remember because I just remember thinking, I'm an adult and I'm watching this and I'm not keeping track of what's up.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Mike, can a 14-year-old watch Get Out? About the same thing?
Okay. Well, maybe.
But it's a relationship, so it's a different story.
I don't know. Get Out to me.
Get
was way
Out's
better.
great.
Yeah,
I'll
Get Out's
check
great.
my parental website.
The Common Sense website.
What's crazy about that is I'm trusting these parents' reviews, and I have no idea who these
You
parents
just
are.
trust mine. I have no kids.
Yeah, come on.
Followed up with a double feature of Squid Game. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys hit us up 877-77 Bobby.